Okay, now this is the TeMU website, and as you can see, they actually use the stock photo, promo photo that TOTS has. Okay, so then we'll go down, and then they switch to their mask, give you the dimensions, and they show you what it looks like in the dark, I guess. And then they go to close-ups of the ear and the glue line, and you can see they actually did the same paint as TOTS. And then we'll do the lips, and all of this area looks very, very, very similar to TOTS. And of course, you know, they do not use cheap materials. Our materials, our masks are made from natural latex, environmental friendly and non-toxic, comfortable to wear. I don't know, I smelled it and I never smelled any latex that smelled like that. It smelled like vinyl to me. And now let's go to the reviews. And of course, I love this little kid down here. Great quality mask, my boys.
The video, the TeMU ripoff mask, where they blatantly tried to copy the TOTS 78 mask. And I did a side-by-side comparison on YouTube, and it is one of my most famous or most popular videos that I uploaded last year. So I am going to rehaul this, or I should say overhaul with 3 W's, and see how good I can get this to look. That's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to rip the hair off before I sign off. Now this has one piece hair. Look at this. I wish somebody would make one piece hair that was actually good hair that I could use on my mask. I would so be into that. That's another thing I want Elon Musk to develop. Really good Michael Myers hair, like a toupee that we can, all us mask makers can just plop on our masks. Okay, here's part of it. So it's actually in 2 pieces. We have the back piece came off, and now we have this piece here. Oh, look at this. I already ripped it. There's my YouTube picture when you got to put these thumbnails up. That's all about getting viewers. Here's it is. Okay, so I have to be careful. Did they sew this? Oh, they sewed it. I'm surprised they took time to do that. They sewed the hairline on. Can you see that? So I have to take the threads out. So what I'm going to do here, my trusty X-Acto knife, when you got to pop the... Now sometimes if you pop one thread, you can pull all of them out. Let me see if I can. I might have to just work on this. Yeah, it's not coming out. Well, so now I thought it was going to be easy, but now I've got to pop all these threads here. So guess what I'm going to be doing for the next probably 15 or 20 minutes. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be my next YouTube video. I wonder how, when I start to get look at this. Oh, here's my new look. Here is my new look, everyone. TeMU up there. Now, one thing that I realized, this is kind of a big mask. So I do have I tried to make my foam head bigger, and of course, you know by my videos, this is how we make a big, if you don't have, foam heads usually come in one size, but you can make them bigger by putting beanies over them. I got another one. I'm going to put this one on under so that I have a nice black background for the eyes. And also, you don't have to put them straight on, like straight over the head, because this one doesn't go all the way down. I'm going to pull it down and I'm going to put it over the front of the face, and that's going to fill out the front of the face. And then this is a nice long one, so we're going to put this down like that there and see how much nicer it is. Okay, so let's put this feller back on and see how it fits. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. But what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do it, I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. I've got to give it a lacquer thinner rub down over here. So basically, I'm going to finish this as I would a typical TOTS mask. Putting on the flesh tone. I'm doing some upspraying because when I do my white, I'm going to be doing some downspraying. And so this is going to accentuate the features. Yeah, okay. You see I'm going over this with Plasti Dip, and this is because when I go on to my weathering, I'll be removing the top coat of white, and this will help make a barrier between the white and the flesh tone, so I don't wipe away the flesh tone. Now I'm using some naphtha on a cotton ball, but I tell people and turns it into a mass-produced mask look. You want to authentically weather it. Now we have our mud mixture, which is a mix of black and brown paint, thinned down greatly. If you have my how to overhaul a TOTS 78 mask, you'll see that I do exactly the same thing. This is my known way. You get comfortable with fresh cotton ball. And you've got to work fast with your wash because it does dry kind of quick. And for some reason, now we're going to get into the actual filth weathering. And for that, I use my compressed charcoal powder, which you really can't see in here, but it's in here. And a makeup brush. This is how I do all the weathering on my masks to bring out the detail. Now they didn't sculpt the nasal folds in here, so I'm just going to shade them in. Okay, I'm also going to help out these lips a little bit. I'm going to give them a little bit more of a peak, but I'm going to... I do have some shading with the wash coat, but I'm just going to enhance it a little bit. The bridge of the nose is narrow, is too narrow. So with some shading, I am going to give it the illusion of it being just a little bit wider. And I'm going to take off some of this mud washcloth, mud wash coat, I should say. These peaks a little help here. Now I'm going to try to fix these eye cuts a little bit. Hard to get in here. can only do so much. Okay, here we have the finished results. However, stuffing is really, it can be about 50% of how your mask looks, if not more. You can have the best mask in the world. If you don't have it stuffed properly, it's going to look like you got it from TeMU. So let me try to see what I can. Let's try to see what I can do. If we give it, number one, the mouth is not slit. I might want to slit that, but I don't know. Let me just try something here. This part in, because it just looks, he looks too fat-headed. I don't know what else to call it. Hold on a minute. Okay. Now we want to bring, this is flat here, so we want to bring that out. Yeah, come on now. Work with me, Mr. TeMU, work with me. Same thing over here. Okay, we're getting there. Looking better. Now we want to bring these eye flares out. So we're going to get our old friend, the cotton balls. And in just about every mask that I do, there are cotton balls right here. Maybe not full cotton balls. Sometimes you only need a little piece of a cotton ball. But this is going to give you, otherwise your eye cuts tend to sag like this. You want them to be more perky, is what I would like to say. Okay, they're looking better. Now, I always like a little bit of a neck flare, because you don't want to give them that pencil neck geek look, as Freddie Blassie would say. God, what a pencil neck geek. Used to love Freddie Blassie. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Not bad. Now let's give it some vanity lighting or some model lighting. Oh yeah, I'm liking it. Oh yeah, he's looking pretty good. Not a bad mask, really. I'm telling you, not a bad mask at all. And I'll bet you could fool quite a few people into thinking that that is the TOTS 78. And I forgot, what did I say I paid for this? Like $8 or something? I like it a little darker over here. Come on. Now I'm going to cut the mouth just to see if that has any effect here. I usually do this with scissors, but no, it didn't really change anything. The latex does not have the stretchability of typical latex. It's a little more stiff. I was thinking if I stretched it, it might give the mouth a little bit of a pucker, but I guess it's not going to happen. There's a little bit there. Now, let me say one thing, in case anybody wants a TeMU mask overhauled. I want to put this disclaimer in there that because it is a very cheaply produced mask, I don't know about the latex that they use. I don't know if you want to put a few $100s in for an overhaul and find out that the latex will rot away in I don't know how long, and because of that, this particular one that I did seal it inside and out to give it the most protection
that you can give a mask.
Okay, so here we have the famous, or I should say infamous, TeMU ripoff mask. That I'm actually amazed at looking at this, that yeah, the sculptor, I always wondered, like when a sculptor does a mask, and the sculpt, everything is in proportion and how the sculptor wanted it, and then they see it when it's put into a mass-produced mask form, and are they like, oh, my work, I'm embarrassed to say this is mine. But yeah, I mean, to look at this when it was in its raw form, straight from the envelope from TeMU, and I think, did I say I paid like $7 for it? But when it came, it was a $7 mask. With a rehaul, or overhaul, I should say, it is now, it's a pretty solid $200 or $300 mask. Here's our tots right here. It's not finished. I want to be fair to tots. It's not finished. I don't happen to have a finished one here. But I want to do a critique of the TeMU. So we'll get a close up here. And it really, it's the Nick Castle look all day long. I still say that the sculptor used the tots mask as a direct reference and maybe changed a few little things here and there just so it wouldn't be a exact rip-off. It's only a semi rip-off. But let's get closer and we'll do a critique. Where's my pointer? Okay, so let's go on with what is right and what is not right. Okay, we will start from, I guess we can start from the top and work our way down. The forehead wrinkles, a little too pronounced. Is it a big deal? Not really. The eyebrows, a little too chunky, and but better than a lot of them I've seen. He has the width about right. A lot of people make them too thick and too wide. These are not too bad. The little nasal wrinkles here were non-existent. He didn't put those in at all. That I would give a big criticism to, because that is what gives Michael Myers a lot of his attitude. The bridge of the nose was too narrow. Once again, that contributes to the whole look of the nose, and the nose is very important. So I did, with a little shading here and there, bring out the width of the nose. The eye cuts, not too bad, but also not too good. A little too scoopy down here. And this one isn't too bad. A little much of an angle here. I probably could do a little bit more dremeling and get it a little closer. But not too awful bad. A lot of times the eye cuts are the worst things that people do. The overall lower nose is not too bad. I've got my, the other tots down here, and it's not too bad though. Now the lips, I did alter them to give it more of a peak and more of a valley, to make them more Michael Myers-ish and less like a human with big lips. The lower lip I would like to see thinned. It's a little thick. Once again, not too much I could do, but just do some shading and to take your attention away from that it's too thick. Okay, let's go to the, now the glue lines, you can see them here.
it came straight down. A lot of people do this. The glue line should be in the temple shape, and once again I did this to I just went over the glue line there and made this a little bit more pronounced so that your eye will be drawn to this and not the underlying glue line that I tried to cover up. Now the ears, the overall ear shape, not too bad. As a matter of fact, pretty good, except for the ear well, which it was going good, but for some reason the artist wanted to elongate the ear well down to here. If he had just cut it off right here, it would have been I would have been proud to have that ear on one of my masks. But it may be one of those things that he just wanted to have not as exact as it should be. And he did the same thing with this one here. He dragged it down here, where if he cut it off right about here, it would have been a nice ear. And this glue line here wasn't bad. He did bring it down on the diagonal. It was very thin, which most people do, and so I covered it with glue, tacky glue, weathered it, and put a little hair bits in there to give it some accuracy. But he did get that line pretty good. Now, as for the quality of the mask itself, oop, there goes Nick Castle. As for the quality of the mask itself, we had to go with the one-piece toupee too. That was a total atrocity, the one-piece toupee. So we did fix that. But I want to go with the quality of the latex. It is a bit on the thin side. It's holding its shape now that it's stuffed out, but the bottom is a little rumpled. I don't know if that's because of the thinness of the latex, or if it's because they took it out of the mold a little too soon, and then they just throw them someplace to cure totally. I don't know, but it is a little rumpled on the bottom. It doesn't have that nice smooth texture that most masks have. The chin is not too bad. Let me compare it with the tots. It's pretty close to the tots. It's not too bad. Oh, and I didn't cover the V-brow here. V-brow is not too bad. Not too bad. I accented it with a little shading to make it a little more pronounced, and it looks pretty halfway decent there. And also, another thing that most people do not get right, I'm a victim of it also on my first masks. The cheekbones are one of the hardest things to get accurate on a Michael Myers mask. But this guy did a pretty darn good job. Pretty darn good job with the cheekbones themselves. A lot of people, it's the hardest thing to get. Another thing with the eye cuts, the concave flare that he gave it here, that could have been a little more subtler, but not too bad in this wrinkle coming down here. I think he's going for that stretch look, and but not too awful bad. Not too awful bad. I definitely give this a solid effort from TeMU. Well, when I say TeMU, I'm sure the TeMU company didn't sculpt this. They bought it from whatever mask company makes this, and they just sell it. So let me say I give the artist a solid effort of reproducing kind of the TOTS 78 mask.
Okay, so let's wrap up the video with wrap-up comments. Yeah, once again, thank you everybody for supporting my YouTube channel, continuing to try to get it to grow. One thing that did really well is the Elvis video where I remastered the '77 television concert from my own original master videotape that's about 50 years old. That video went through the roof and outperformed every other video just about that I have done in the past 20 years on YouTube. In its first few days, I think I got something like 15,000 views, which a typical video for me in a few days I might get maybe 2,000 or 3,000. So yeah, thank you very much, Elvis. But yeah, I'm going to continue to. Oh, let me tell you, I get excited. Right here, this is why these are shrouded. I have two, not one, two new masks that will be unveiled pretty soon. I don't know exactly when, but they're in the completion stages. And let me tell you, I only planned one. I planned this one right here. This was planned. This one came out of the blue, and I don't want to say too much about it, but it was not planned, and it is stunning, as this one is also. But those who watch for videos, they are every bit as much of a showstopper as the 13 mask. Yeah. And if you saw one of my videos, I put the 13 sculpt back into clay and retooled it. That's what this is. It's a retool of the 13. Not back into a 13 mask. Like some people do their mask and then they notice things that are off about it, so they put it back and they retool it into the same version, just more accurate. No, this is not the 13 mask. It will be a completely different mask. But yeah, those are coming up. So once again, continue to the Elvis video got me almost like 200 or 300 new subscribers. I couldn't believe it. You know, a typical video gets me about maybe 20 new subscribers. Elvis, all these, so I will be doing more Elvis videos, because I guess there's a lot of Elvis fans out there, and I don't know, I don't have anything else to remaster. But oh, I do have I talk about seeing Elvis in 1976, and I will be uploading the original Super 8mm movies that I took of Elvis and dubbed in music, so that will be coming for you Elvis fans. But there's still a lot of Michael Myers fans, or Michael Myers stuff coming out, and just a lot of good stuff on for my YouTube channel. And thank you very much. All the comments help. The people are commenting on that Elvis video like crazy, and it's pushing. YouTube is pushing it because of all the attention it's getting. So yeah, the more attentions, the more comments, the more thumbs up you guys give my videos, the better and better and better exposure that they get. So I'm gonna shut up right now. Some people on the Elvis thing, so you talk too much. But well, I've got a lot to say. But okay, I'm gonna shut up right now, and I hope everybody has a horrible day, especially you, Mr. TeMU Ripoff Basque. He's redeemed himself, and I may sell that, but I've grown kind of fond of it, so I may keep it for a while, but I may sell it eventually. All right, I'm shutting up.